everyone, my name is Jeff, and due to a physical impairment, I am unable to speak, so I use this lifelike avatar to help me produce videos. As an avatar, you can consider me as your virtual friend who never needs a nap and had a PhD in internet memes and an associate's degree in sarcasm. Today I am going to be talking about some numerical inconsistencies in the Bible. Some Christians refer to the Bible as being inerrant, but if you are a Christian, and after you take a look at the following info, which is only a partial list, you may want to rethink the idea that the Bible is inerrant. I am going to start with Genesis and move in chronological order to the New Testament. In Genesis 8:4, it says the ark rested on the mountains of Ararat in the 7th month, while 1 Kings 6:1 states Solomon began building the temple in the 4th year of his reign, in the 2nd month, causing a discrepancy in the timing of events. Genesis 15:13 predicts 400 years of oppression for Abraham's descendants, while Exodus 12:40 suggests 430 years. Genesis 46:27 says 70 people came to Egypt, while Exodus 1:5 lists 70 descendants of Jacob, which can be interpreted as differing counts. Exodus 12:40 states that the Israelites were in Egypt for 430 years, while Galatians 3:17 mentions a 430-year period from the promise to Abraham to the law given at Sinai, which can create a timing discrepancy depending on how one interprets the periods. Judges 8:30 states that Gideon had 70 sons, whereas 2 Chronicles 8:26 mentions Solomon having 70,000 men carrying burdens. In 1 Samuel 6:19, 70 people are struck down by God for looking into the Ark of the Covenant, but 2 Samuel 24:15 mentions a plague that killed 70,000 men. 1 Samuel 10:8 describes Samuel instructing Saul to wait 7 days for him at Gilgal, but 1 Samuel 13:1 states that Saul reigned for 2 years before the events described, leading to confusion about the length of Saul's reign and the timing of events. 1 Samuel 10:27 mentions some men despising Saul, but 1 Samuel 11:1 describes Ammonites attacking Jabesh-Gilead and Saul leading a successful defense within a month, creating a timing discrepancy. 1 Samuel 28:6 describes Saul consulting a medium, while 1 Chronicles 10:14 says Saul died because he did not inquire of the Lord, creating a discrepancy in the reason for Saul's death. 2 Samuel 5:4 states David was 30 years old when he began to reign, while 1 Chronicles 3:4 gives David's age as 35. 2 Samuel 8:4 reports that David took 1,700 horsemen and 20,000 foot soldiers from the Arameans, while 1 Chronicles 18:4 reports 7,000 horsemen and 20,000 foot soldiers. 2 Samuel 10:18 mentions 700 charioteers and 40,000 foot soldiers killed, while 1 Chronicles 19:18 says 7,000 charioteers and 40,000 foot soldiers were killed. 2 Samuel 21:19 names Elhanan as the slayer of Goliath, while 1 Chronicles 20:5 states it was David who killed Goliath. 1 Kings 4:26 says Solomon had 40,000 stalls for horses, while 2 Chronicles 9:25 says he had 4,000. 1 Kings 6:1 notes that Solomon began building the temple 480 years after the Israelites left Egypt. However, Judges 11:26 suggests that the period from the Israelites' entry into Canaan to Jephthah's time was about 300 years, creating a timing issue when cross-referenced with the 480 years. 1 Kings 6:2 states that Solomon's temple was 60 cubits long, while 2 Chronicles 3:2 states it was 20 cubits long, leading to differences in the reported dimensions. 1 Kings 7:23 describes a bronze basin, the sea, as being 10 cubits in diameter and 30 cubits in circumference, which would not be mathematically accurate for a circle. 1 Kings 15:33 states that Baasha reigned for 24 years, while 2 Chronicles 16:1 says he reigned for 36 years, showing a difference in the reported length of his reign. 1 Kings 22:42 mentions that Jehoshaphat was 35 years old when he began to reign, while 2 Chronicles 20:31 states he was 25 years old at the start of his reign. 1 Kings 22:51 mentions that Ahaziah was 22 years old when he became king, whereas 2 Chronicles 21:20 states he was 42. 2 Kings 15:33 reports that Jotham was 25 years old when he began his reign, while 2 Chronicles 27:1 states he was 16 years old. 2 Kings 24:8 states Jehoiachin was 18 years old at the start of his reign, but 2 Chronicles 36:9 says he was 8 years old. 1 Chronicles 21 5 states there were 1,100,000 men of valor in Israel and 470,000 in Judah, whereas 2 Samuel 24:9 reports 800,000 men in Israel and 500,000 in Judah. 2 Chronicles 2 states. Solomon had 70,000 laborers and 80,000 stonecutters, while 1 Kings 5:15 gives the number of laborers as 30,000 and stonecutters as 70,000. The New Testament. In Matthew 8:28, it mentions 2 demon-possessed men, while Mark 5:2 only describes 1 man. Matthew 20:29 mentions 2 blind men healed by Jesus, while Mark 10:46 mentions only 1 blind man, Bartimaeus. Matthew 27:9 attributes the prophecy about the 30 pieces of silver to Jeremiah, but it is actually found in Zechariah 11:12-13. Matthew 27:38 speaks of 2 robbers crucified with Jesus, while John 19:18 doesn't explicitly mention the number of people crucified with Jesus. Mark 15:25 says Jesus was crucified at the 3rd hour, while John 19:14 says it was about the 6th hour. Luke 23:34 records Jesus asking for forgiveness for those who crucified him, while John 19:23-24 describes soldiers casting lots for his clothing without mentioning this prayer. Acts 9:7 verses. Acts 22:9. Acts 9:7 describes Paul's companions as hearing a voice but seeing no one, while Acts 22:9 describes them seeing the light but not hearing the voice. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for now. Please feel free to leave your comments or questions, and I will reply to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.